All right, today we're talking about someone truly special, ILA SACHANI. Her story, it's just an incredible testament to the human spirit. We're going to get into how she turned her biggest challenges into triumphs, literally one stitch at a time.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. Can a challenge, something that feels like a major limitation, actually become your greatest strength? Like a superpower? It sounds kind of out there, right? Well, ILA SACHANI's story gives us a pretty compelling and honestly beautiful answer to that question.
So, to really get how she did it, we've got to start from the beginning. Let's meet the artist herself.
Okay, so ILA SACHANI's life was different right from the start. She was born in Gujarat, India, and she had a physical condition that meant she couldn't use her hands. And this is the very beginning of what becomes an absolutely extraordinary journey. But here's the thing, and this is what makes her story so powerful. This isn't about what she couldn't do, it's all about what she chose to do. It's about her incredible agency, how she took her situation and decided, okay, I'm going to forge my own path here.
Now, she didn't do this all by herself. There was a really crucial element that helped her along the way, and that was the unwavering belief of her family. Let's talk about that.
And this is just so important. Her mother and her grandmother, they didn't look at her and see a disability. Not at all. They saw untapped potential, they saw her unique abilities, and they were the ones who gently guided her toward embroidery.
You see, that early support system, that was everything. It wasn't just, a few words of encouragement. It was the bedrock, the foundation for her confidence and self-belief that let her tackle any obstacle later on. It's just an amazing reminder of how much empathy can completely shape someone's life.
So, her family provided the spark, right? But it was ILA's own inner fire, her own drive, that really fueled the whole journey. This next part is all about that incredible determination.
Yeah, if you had to pick one word to describe ILA SACHANI, it would have to be perseverance. That idea of turning a tough situation into a real opportunity. And for her, it really broke down into three key things.
This right here, this is basically her recipe for success. It wasn't some overnight miracle. It was a process. You've got consistent, everyday effort. You've got immense patience, immense, and then just hours and hours of dedicated practice. That's how she did what most of us would think is completely impossible. Just stop for a second and try to picture that, really. Commanding a tiny needle and a delicate thread with her toes. She developed this incredible dexterity, creating these super intricate, precise patterns. That's work most people would struggle with using their hands. It's an absolutely astonishing feat of skill and pure will.
But her art became so much more than just a personal accomplishment. It actually grew into this powerful connection to her culture, to India's incredibly rich artistic history. And this is where the story gets even deeper. For ILA, embroidery wasn't just a craft she was good at. It became her voice. It was her way of connecting with and helping to preserve these beautiful, historic artistic traditions.
And just look at the styles she mastered. These aren't just any old techniques. We're talking about Kathiawar, Kachi, Kashmiri, Lucknowi. Each one is this incredibly complex and culturally important art form. Seriously, mastering just one of these is a huge deal. Mastering all of them with her feet, it's just mind-blowing. So, with this level of skill and this deep cultural connection, well, people started to notice. The world started to pay attention. And that brings us to the final chapter of her story, her triumph.
Yeah, you can really see her journey laid out here. Think about it. She starts as a farmer's daughter in a small village in Gujarat. Then she becomes a celebrated artist featured in major exhibitions, and finally, she receives the prestigious President's Medal, one of India's highest honors. What an incredible climb.
And her success was about so much more than just her own achievements. It really symbolized a bigger shift in society, a moment where people acknowledged that real talent isn't limited by physical boundaries. She became this powerful symbol for empowerment.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It perfectly captures her entire story. It's a reminder that true ability, it comes from dedication and creativity. It's not about physical perfection.
So, in the end, ILA SACHANI's journey is this profound reminder for every single one of us. It shows that the obstacles we face, they don't have to be our limits. With the right mindset, with that determination and pure hard work, our biggest challenges can actually become the foundation for our greatest achievements.
So,
I'll just leave you with this to think about. When you look at your own life, what are the big challenges you're facing right now? And what if they're not just obstacles? What if there's a hidden talent or a superpower just waiting to be unlocked by them?